don't know about all that. I'm not really so excited about.
No, I'm happy for him. He won.
Yeah, the better player just definitely won the match. All right, we're gonna start with this again. The match just ended. It was the player that won, Alcaraz. I was pulling for Ruud, but okay, we're gonna do a quick Sub-Zero update. I don't know if you can get him in the picture. Oh, don't even drop him. He's way too big for this. Oh, he's too big. He's too big. So Sub-Zero says hello. He will be 10 months old. And on September the 19th, right? Or the 18th, September 18th. Okay.
He does look like my son. I'm happy for Alcaraz. I mean, I wasn't super excited because I think Ruud is kind of making your son. He kind of bores the match sometimes,
Yeah.
I told Justin, I said, well, Alcaraz is a way better player, so he should win. I said, if Ruud wins, he'll be one and done. I said, but Alcaraz will win many, and he is the better player. But he does need to watch out running so much. I left.
Sub-Zero, what do you think? Is Alcaraz going to be a multi-Grand Slam winner, or was that it? I think he wins multi.
Oh, he will definitely win multi, but I feel like if Ruud would have won, geez, boring. He's a boring guy.
Alcaraz is now the new number one player in the world, and I think it's deserved, outside of the fact that Djokovic hasn't played.
Well, Djokovic has one slam, Alcaraz has one, and Nadal has two.
Yeah, I like both Van Lee's comment and Alex Qr. Van Lee says, Carla, thank you for making your son eat his veggies. And then two, Alex Qr says, Carlos, his youngest, number one. Very true. I was thinking when I read his comment, yes, that is a fact. The youngest number one ever. I did think, though, for a moment that Michael Chang had done it, but
no, I don't think he's number one. I think he won.
He won the French starting underhanded.
Yes.
But the statement there about good job letting our son eat his veggies. What I thought of, and maybe I misinterpreted it, but our youngest son Justin.
Oh, I don't know if he's. Are you talking about Justin or are you talking about Alcaraz? Because he looks like. Looks like Alcaraz.
Yeah, I must have misinterpreted it. Yeah. But I do have big expectations for Justin Jr. If you saw a video we put out, I think it was yesterday actually, right before it rained. We filmed our 6-year-old and 10-year-old. I said 9-year-old in the video, but I forgot that she turned 10. Anyway, but he shows signs of greatness, and we would say, if we're not just saying that because he's our son, we're saying it because we believe it.
Can we see board type? I don't think we'll see dominance. We won't see dominance for a long time. No, I don't think Carlos Alcaraz will dominate in tennis. No, I think we'll see him lose and win, just like we've been seeing him. I don't think he'll have anywhere near the slams. Not with his game is. I think I was talking to Bobby, and I said he runs for everything. That is going to be a short career if he keeps tearing up his body like that.
Yeah, and we've got
that is too much. He expends too much energy out on the court with saying, come on for every shot, looking at his camp, running for every shot. He's not Djokovic. I'm sorry. You will get injuries. Great player, but I don't feel like he'll be dominant. No.
Yeah, he's a solid player. We have a whole topic about expending unnecessary energy. When I was a boy, my father would get on to us if we would spin a racket in our hand or if we would have an excessive celebration. Why? Because he would always say that the body is made up of 100 trillion cells or something, and every cell is affected by expending energy. So at the end of an epic battle, sometimes too much celebration or too much grunting or too much racket spinning could cost you in the long run. And we'll have a topic about that. All right, starting today's show, hello, welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is 9/11, which is a very important date in our history, and I think globally. I did want to ask a question. There is one day in which I remember exactly what I was doing, exactly where I was, and what was going on, and that's when 9/11 occurred, right? Does anyone remember the exact point in time, what you were doing, maybe who you were talking to? I remember all of it because it was such a tragic event.
Yeah, of course I remember.
Yeah, and look, there's conspiracy theories.
I found out I was pregnant with Jonathan.
See, big things happen.
That day I found out I was pregnant with Jonathan. I was quitting my job. It was my last day at the Delta Resorts in Orlando. Mm-hmm. I was cleaning the pool area. A whole bunch of flights got canceled. We were supposed to have a busy time. Whole flights got canceled. Everybody was watching it. It was a big pool area. We had like 3 pools. It was a huge resort. You guys saw it. Yeah, I remember that day. Of course I do.
I was 22, and I won't get into specific details, but I was 22 and I was working. I was cleaning buildings, etc. And I remember exactly. I had a mop in my hand. Someone was talking about like maybe a small airplane hit the building, and obviously that wasn't the fact. Anyway, no matter what, all of the conspiracy theories abound, and blah 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 blah. Doesn't really matter. No matter what, a lot of people lost their lives. So commemorate 9/11, and to everyone that remembers where they were, because it was a very very tragic day, right?
Yeah. So Michael Walker says he took the number one ranking from Medvedev, Nadal, Novak. I don't think that he took the ranking away from Djokovic. Djokovic took it away from himself. Let's be real.
I disagree.
There's no way he should be number one. In my opinion, he won one slam. The ranking system, it all goes by how much you play. Nadal has 2 slams. Djokovic has 1, and he has 1.
But Djokovic didn't voluntarily.
Djokovic didn't play. He didn't play Australian because of his decision, and he didn't play the U.S. Open because he chose not to get the COVID shot. There's no way you can say that Alcaraz took that away from him.
No
way.
Yeah, no, I think I misunderstood what you were saying.
He said that he took the number one ranking from Medvedev, Nadal, Novak. And let's not forget,
he didn't take it. He was giving
Medvedev didn't play Wimbledon because he's Russian. How did he take that away from him?
And Djokovic didn't play.
No way.
But when the match started, by the way, John McEnroe, and I'll flip to page 3 and I'll go back to page 1.
And I agree. Nadal had a better season. There's no way. I mean, the whole ranking. Look, Iga is the true number one player.
Correct.
That is, to me, correct. Yeah.
Yep. When the match started, we were talking pre-match, warm-ups, taking serves. John McEnroe, and I quote, McEnroe said, "The next guys are here." Okay, and me comically said to Carla, "I wonder when Alcaraz will start wearing the bandana now." You know, we always have this inside joke about players. You know, they get notoriety and all of a sudden they don the bandana. Is next time we see Alcaraz, he gonna be busting a bandana? Anyway, I thought it was comical that McEnroe said the next guys are here, because we're forgetting one guy that has not been allowed to play because of a personal decision. So you can't.
No ranking points at Wimbledon.
Yeah, you cannot say that he took it from them. He earned it, yes, but based upon certain rules that a governing body made, and either rammed down someone's throat and they accepted it, or they made a personal decision not to do so. So he didn't take it. He earned it by having the best player in the world by far not there. So he didn't take it. He was assisted in his attainment thereof.
Yeah. I mean, and then Medvedev, I'm sorry, but to me, I feel like this year with the whole Russian players not allowed, that really affected him a lot. So I don't think I'm happy that Alcaraz won, because this is great for kids. If you work hard, you know, you win big things, right? Mm-hmm. Hard work pays off. But do I see him as a number one player? Absolutely not. I don't. I just don't. I'm sorry.
I see him as number 2.
Yeah, he could definitely be in
number 2.
Definitely top 5 guy. Definitely top 5 guy. Yeah.
Alcaraz is a wonderful player, and I have.
He's saying Djokovic. Obviously.
I have much more respect for him after this match as I did before, because the problem with Alcaraz for me has always been his excessive vamoses and come-ons after every single point. I just find it. I just find it a nuisance. Yes, and then, yeah, he grunts like a sheep.
12 more years of that, please. God save me.
His grunt is hideous. It sounds like a sheep getting pounded. It's not good.
No, it sounds like a horse trying to go up his ass.
It's freaking hideous.
Sorry.
A horse going into a goat. It's ridiculous.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you can wipe the butt. And Nadal's grunt, I hate it too, but after even a slice, a little push,
awful.
Oh my God.
All right. By the way, before we get really started into the thick of 4 pages of stuff that we have prepared, I wanted to go ahead and announce the 2 fantasy team winners. Okay. We've paid 3 of the winners, by the way. Okay, so we're 2, and then the 2 Thomas Chi and Gene Swart that do our scoring.
And the first place I already paid.
So thanks so much, by the way. The biggest shout out to Thomas Chi and Gene Swart. Both of these young men, one in Canada, Chi, and one in South Africa, do an extremely good job keeping up with all the scores, all the tie breaking, all the picks, all the corrections. Thanks to you guys, because if it wasn't for you 2, we would still do it, but it wouldn't be as well done, you know, and we would lose a lot of desire to keep doing it, because we lost a lot of sleep doing so. So we always take care of Thomas Chi and Gene Swart, and they have already been taken care of. But here are the fantasy team winners. Okay. First place, Zilu Wang. Okay, and Ziyu Wang is affiliated with Thomas Chi. I think it is his mother.
His mother, yes.
Okay, good job, Mom. And second place, and the second place winner was a four-way tie between four people. Okay, the four people that were in a four-way tie were Antek, Alani, Hunze Chi, and B Riding High. So the four-way tie was broken based upon the finals predictions, and B Riding High had the best finals predictions that kept the players in there the longest and awarded him second place. So the only person we haven't taken care of in terms of payment is B Riding High. So B Riding High, when you see this, please send us a message in comments. We'll get your info and we'll send it to you. PayPal, Venmo, Western Union, whatever you wish. And if you do wish for a little bit more monetary value than $50 in terms of Swiatek strings, diadem gear, etc., please let us know. We can make that happen as well. So congratulations to all of you and then all the players. It was a good turnout and a really, really, really good fantasy team competition. It's the last major that we'll do of the year, so we always like to give shout outs. Most importantly, every one of you guys out there and gals that communicates with us in comments or the chat, or whether it's personally on the court, off the court, we love you a lot. If it wasn't for you, then Carl and I would still be talking tennis in the kitchen while we're cooking. Because we sat down one day and started talking tennis on camera and people took, then here we are 690 shows later, and we're still here, and that's because of all of you. So Carl and I came up with a list earlier today of people that we could usernames we could come up with off the top of our heads, and we would write a list and just remind you that we think about you guys a lot, right? So I'm going to read a list out. If it's a little bit long, so if you're just watching it for the content, you might want to shift forward like 2 minutes. Okay, but these are names that Carl and I came up with today off the top of our heads that we considered household names in our home, and that our own kids know the names because they hear us talking about it all the time. Okay, here's the list. Big thanks to all of you. We love you a lot. Here we go. Mike Walker, Bobby Harris, aka B-Dog02, Sister the Queen, Florence Chan, Van Lee, Stefan Nizovic, Jack Nolte, Gene Swart, Thomas Chi, Blakely Prime, Ryan Mason, Wayne Chia, Yin Hao Kaur, Guru K, Charles Williams, Alani, Nomini Wirakun, Team Groves, B Riding High, congratulations, Ashish, Antek Kaminsky, Zest for Life, Hitchhiker, Jose P, Mukesh, Curling Tennis, JMP 1966, my dad, William Davis, Michael Jumon, what's up, Goat Man? Trouble Mind, Amanja Ristic, Ellen Noir, Alice Cuyar, Debbie Bales, LS Fire, Jim Churchill, and many more. Okay, thanks to all of you. You are what makes us tick. So let's go with that. Don't forget that the Australian Open is the next major we'll do for the fantasy teams and for the finals predictions. So we'll be ready for that. Okay. All right.
Well, Barty, I think she's retired. I think for sure. I think 3 slams good for her. She deserves it for sure. You know, I think the two people that won deserve it. The two people that won deserve it. Swiatek's work hard. Doesn't have the prettiest game, but it works. Mm-hmm. Face match points.
Yeah.
Alcaraz could have lost too.
Could have.
Good sportsmanship from both. Mm-hmm. I mean, but much better than last year.
There was great.
Much better than Emma Raducanu. And who was the guy that won? Oh, who won last year? It wasn't Nadal, was it Nadal?
The U.S. Open?
Who won last year? Medvedev?
Yeah, Medvedev.
Medvedev deserved it. He beat Djokovic, but So I'd say deserves it too.
Speaking of sportsmanship, in the second set, there was a ball that Casper Ruud may have very well gotten to. It was really close. Anyway, it was a double bounce, and the line judge, the chair umpire didn't call it, and was giving the point to Ruud, and Ruud conceded the point and says, no, it bounced twice, and gave it to Carlos. So I think that was really good sportsmanship there. We went back, we had it recording, and we hit play, and then we put it in slow motion. And it could have gone either way. It was that close, but it was nice of Casper Ruud to give up that point. When you're a player, you can kind of feel it though. When you're actually on the court and the one hitting that ball, you can tell if it bounced twice. There's a different feel right off the racket. You can kind of feel that boom boom versus one clean, the frame hitting and scratching it and feeling no bounce. So surely Casper Ruud felt it as one of those type of double taps, right?
Yeah. I'm glad that Emma lost first round. We probably won't be talking much about her.
She's who? She's who now? Who?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a definite who. Anyway, I thought it was really funny though that McEnroe indicated that the new generation is here. Maybe
Carlos Alcaraz, but someone mentioned in the comment earlier, glad he won Tsitsipas hasn't won one. Zverev hasn't won one. Medvedev already won one. So yeah, I'm glad he won it because he actually has worked hard. I actually like his game. He's a very smart player. I just feel like he uses a lot of energy. I cringe almost every time I see him running on hardcourt. Because he's so muscular. He's not like Djokovic who's flexible. Look at Nadal. You have the example of Nadal, wear and tear of the body. He doesn't look smooth. It's just a lot of It's just you can get hurt like that. Just be very careful.
So before the match started,
even youth, it's called stupidity. We pay the price when we're in our late 20s, 30s. You start feeling it.
Yeah, before the match started, Carl and I were talking about whether or not if Alcaraz won, whether or not he would be the talk of the town like Raducanu was after she won. Okay, she's the next GOAT because she won the U.S. Open. She's going to replace Serena because she won the U.S. Open. Are we going to start hearing this talk about Alcaraz?
Oh, we will. You know how it is.
Do you think there's more weight to Alcaraz taking that conversation than Raducanu? I think so. I think
Alcaraz is. He's a quality player.
He's quality. Yeah.
You can't say one and done. I truly believe he'll win many more. I can't say one and done for him. I felt like if Ruud would have won tonight, for me, he would have been like one and done.
Yeah, you said that you thought Ruud, if he won, would be like Dominic Thiem.
Yeah, I don't think he would have won another one. And do I think he's going to win one? No. Very tough to make finals as a man.
Yeah.
As a man, very tough. Even it's tougher for them than for women.
Exactly.
So, but I feel like Alcaraz, with the coaches he has around him, it seems like Juan Carlos Ferrero is very he's like a good coach, he seems very, very supportive and stuff. I feel like he's got the right people on his side for sure.
So here's an odd question. So Casper Ruud trains at Nadal's academy in Mallorca, right? Or in Spain. And Carlos Alcaraz is a Spanish young man. Who do you think Rafael Nadal wanted to win? We know that Ruud and Nadal are pretty close friends, right? Do you think Nadal was watching it, A? And B, do you think Nadal, if he was watching it, was rooting for Ruud or Alcaraz, or maybe just a good match between both? What would you think? I would say the young Spaniard.
I would say that the young Spaniard because it's to me, unlike I feel like the American guys, they all support each other, but I also feel like the Spaniards guys do that. They're like a family.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the women. I don't feel that women do that, but I feel like the guys really do that.
Yeah, you see Van Lee's comment. Rafa's happy. 2 academy players won the boys and the girls.
That's awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
Question for you. Van Lee says, Justin, give us 5-step bullet point of what not to do. Can't afford another Emma fiasco.
What not to do? Okay. Hopefully Alcaraz doesn't buy into
any player. Like what?
Okay, don't. It can pertain to anybody. A, don't sell yourself out for the monumental sponsorship paycheck. In other words, don't go to, as Raducanu did, the Met Gala and pretend you're this big movie star, because let's look
for Alcaraz. He said.
Okay, same difference for anybody. Let's look at a multitude of players: Sharapova, Kornikova. They get hot on the scene and then they become a swimsuit model, Eugenie Bouchard. And then all of a sudden they lose the time of the day it takes to be a concrete, solid tennis player. And then they end up kind of fading away, right? B, don't be Raducanu and start making coaching changes. Raducanu had a great coach. It didn't matter that the coach had never been at that level. It worked. He got you there, or maybe you did as a team together.
Right, you had good chemistry together.
Good chemistry. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. In other words, if something ain't broken, don't go trying to fix it, because you're just going to jacking it up, right? Don't jack up what works. C, I would tell him to humble down a little bit with his let's goes and come ons. Why do I say that? Because the more you do that, the guys especially get a hard on for wanting to kick your ass. You've got a target already on your back because you won the major. Everybody wants to beat you now, right? They want to prove you're a fluke. But when you go, come on, vamos, every single point, it makes all the people that didn't win that major get together and they say, whether subliminally or out in the open, that we're going to find a way to beat this guy. Don't make the target bigger on your back than is necessary. Number 4, diet. Once we start changing our schedules and coaches and our responsibilities for sponsorships and photo shoots, sometimes we lose track of diet. We start eating fast food. We start eating garbage. We start losing sleep, right? So the overall nutritional standpoint. and I'm sure he's well aware of that, given who his camp is. Juan Carlos Ferrero's won the U.S. Open before. Didn't Juan Carlos Ferrero win 2 French Opens as well?
Doesn't he just have one?
Does he just have one?
He only has one major.
Did Ferrero
or
not?
2.
Didn't Ferrero win a French Open?
I don't remember that. Maybe.
Stick with what works. Don't.
Someone could correct.
Don't jump ahead in time. And I think stay humble. I think
work hard. If
yeah,
you look at all your Grand Slams champions, they weren't happy with just one. They worked even harder.
Yeah.
Modify your game
and don't
learn different things.
Yeah.
Don't play the same. You're not going to win lots of majors by playing the same. I think if you look at someone like Federer, they changed a little bit. They learned something better.
Yeah.
They got the tactic wise. They learned. Yeah. You look at Sampras' first slam to later on. They did add something to their, to their weapon bag already. So that's 1, 2. Yes, the circle that you have. Keep it tight. Don't let anybody else in. If you won with that one, keep it like that. Because those people were with you from the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
change that. I would not worry too much about doing too many interviews. Staying private, yes.
Exactly.
Staying private.
Exactly.
Don't expose too much about your life. Don't be doing a million interviews and going there and going there and going there. Keep working hard. And don't get burned out. Don't play every tournament. You want to slam, concentrate on the Masters, concentrate on the slams, and not so much on the little tournaments anymore.
Yeah, a couple good comments for sure.
Delete social media.
So look,
and stay away from the honeys. The honeys will affect your tennis life, guys. Someone like Carlos Alcaraz, he's gonna have women now after him even more, right? He's gonna have some hungry girls.
Of course.
After him now, more than ever. They're gonna want him now.
Yep.
And that's where you gotta say, wait a minute.
Chill with the girls.
Even if you can get it, chill with the girls. Be smart. Learn from the top 3. Learn from Murray. Learn from Federer. Learn from Djokovic. Learn from Nadal. Why these guys had stable lives, girlfriends, wives. They became their wives for a reason. There are many pretty girls out there. A million pretty girls with big ass boobs, little small waists. That's not it. There's something better than that. It's not just all looks. Yeah.
There's another old saying. I hate to be nostalgic, but there's another old saying
more than 2.3 million. He's gonna get sponsors like crazy.
There's an old saying that behind every good man is an even better woman, right? You said it perfectly. If we look, someone like Azarenka, for instance, at the top of the game, she has a child, and then she has a tumultuous relationship, and the next thing you know, she's in court battles for custody. We don't have time to mentally focus for the game or to emotionally prepare for it if all of our thoughts are in something that are more important than the game. In other words, your child. So we want to steer clear from things like that. William Spencer, before it goes away, William Spencer says, Iga passed 1 million Instagram followers, and people were saying social media following is important for players. Important for what? Off-court endorsements, maybe. No number of subs ever made a shot that went in. I never made a shot that went in. Good, it just disappeared. But great comment, exactly. Important for what? Your self-esteem?
You don't need that. If you are a great tennis player, you definitely don't need that.
What happens when you lose? All those followers go away, and then when you retire, they go bye-bye. Oh, by the way, for Jesus.
Yeah, we are so behind. We've been so busy. So Sunday's our only day off, which means post office is not open, but we're taking the stuff with us tomorrow.
Yes. So and who is the other one? Is it William Spencer or Jack Nolte? So we have the strings here. We've been back to 6 days working because we had a month of rain. So we've been working, trying to catch up on bills. Sorry to get personal.
Not only that, we've been just so busy. I can't fit lessons in.
But yes. So next, we found a kitten at a couple days old, and we have to take it to the vet the first time on Tuesday. So we're gonna hit the post office
tomorrow.
Again.
I'm gonna hit it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can't just put it in the mailbox because it's international. We have to go in and do all that stuff. So we're gonna the strings will be there, and you've won that earnestly. Make sure to be riding high when you see this. To send us your information so we can get you your payment for the fantasy team victory. By the way, no Norwegian man, speaking of Casper Ruud, no Norwegian man had ever or has ever won a major. I was really pulling for him. I do feel
I did. At first I was like, but then I'm like, man, this guy, if he wins, I'm like, this is boring. He kind of bored me. I was like, oh my God, why does he keep hitting backhand cross court? Your backhand is not better than Alcaraz. You keep going backhand cross court. When your backhand is mediocre backhand, Like, why wouldn't you change that, slice it down the line and make him move that way and then approach the net so you're not working as hard? I felt like his strategy was really off. He kept going on these battles, hitting. He loves pace. Didn't he realize that Alcaraz, the harder you hit the ball, the more he liked it?
Yeah.
It's like I just watched too many patterns that could have been changed. Could have changed something for him.
Yeah. The pattern that Casper Ruud was employing was so much backhand to backhand, cross court to cross court. Alcaraz wouldn't even move. Alcaraz would get the backhand, hit it cross court. He wouldn't even attempt to recover because it would come right back to him cross court. Casper Ruud should have at some point changed it up a little bit and taken the line, whether by slice, whether by topspin, whether by push. But he enabled Alcaraz to sit back there and expect it. And it was just a little too readable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Very readable. Yin Hao Core, what's up, my brother? Anyway, very readable pattern from Ruud, but nonetheless, I was motivated when he won the second set. Why did I pull so much for Ruud? Because most of you laughed at me for the past year when I said Casper Ruud was a great player. So 2 finals in a row, 2 major finals in a row. Do you think he actually cracks the top and actually wins one?
No, I don't think he'll win one.
Do you think Casper Ruud's best chance to win one was now even better than his chance at the French because he was playing Nadal?
Of course. Come on now. Yes.
Yes, very much so.
He needs to improve his backhand and strategy. No one remembers second place exactly. No, he doesn't need to find a Carla. He doesn't need to. No, that doesn't work. 2 fiery people like that with that type of energy. One has to have a higher energy.
We're 2 fiery people.
You have more energy than I do as far as when it comes to certain things. Like I'm energetic, but in life I'm not like that unless I'm on the tennis court. You know what I mean?
So you're telling me I'm the energy that keeps us moving forward?
I work hard. I do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like but I'm talking about like you're always. I can't do that. I gotta chill.
I don't sit still very much.
I gotta chill. Otherwise, that drives me nuts. And there can't be 2 people that. Because you would drive each other nuts.
Okay, fair enough.
Like you have your thing where you're like, and I know when to shut down and chill out.
Yeah, I just.
Carlos Alcaraz seems to be going. Like,
yeah.
And he needs someone chilled out, someone that would definitely, like you got Djokovic, he's like ah. And then you got this girl, he's like.
He gets in his zen moment.
And then you got Nadal who's. But then you got his girl with the free hair, kind of dressed simple.
Kind of like a hippie look.
So yeah.
So you know what I thought was interesting? If you watch the pre-match interviews before they walked onto the court, so they're walking down, the alley where Rafael Nadal bumped up and hit his head one day. Do you remember this? Rafa was going out to a final, and he was jumping in the hallway, and bonk! He bonked his head on the thing above the door, and he subsequently lost that final. Who was he playing? Anyway, but I thought it was kind of interesting that Casper Ruud sounded very much like what Federer would say, kind of with that same Swiss like Norwegian accent. And then Alcaraz sounded very much like kind of Nadal with the broken English, really trying to force what he was trying to say, and maybe the translation wasn't too great. So I felt it was kind of nostalgic in a way that we used to hear Nadal and Federer come out and say, just a moment, and then you hear Federer, all with this, sweet, Norwegian accent type, Swiss type guy.
He's like, I'm not looking.
And then here they are, you got the same thing. I felt it was kind of funny, not funny, but kind of cool actually. Also, by the way, I have to take a comment. I've got to show them something I forgot.
I do agree.
I got to show them something.
Would have played, he would have handled.
I got to show them something.
William Spencer said, number 2, and his biggest title is a 250, and only one title player. Ruud's still a clear king, 250 king. Michael Walker says, Carlos Alcaraz has many big shots, just like the big 3 in my opinion, but this is the only beginning of his career. The race is in a spirit. I don't disagree with you, Michael Walker. He would just never be like those 3 guys. Never. That we're not going to see that for a while. Yinha says Carlitos is more competent in English than Rafa. In the beginning of his career, they both sound about the same when they both started. Vanley says, this is a good time for Carlos to send Nick's girl a DM on Instagram. Stay away from Instagram. Shovel Mine says, one thing I appreciate about the Nadal is that he's not making an effort to learn English.
Yes.
He said, screw English.
He's like, screw the
Anybody
English.
can speak English. Try speaking Spanish.
Screw the English. You learn Spanish. Okay.
Try speaking Spanish.
So you guys know I love shoes, right? So
these are for sale. He's not wearing
these I bought as an investment. we play on clay and we teach on clay, and a white shoe will not do too well if you're wanting to keep it in good shape on Rubico or hard true green clay, any clay. But I was able to get a pair of these, and I was very lucky. They sold out immediately. But I got a pair, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until he announces retirement, and then I'm going to sell them. So the shoes are the Roger. Okay, his on shoe. Now these aren't the on court. These aren't the on casual shoes. These are the actual Roger Pro court shoes. So I don't want to touch them because I might have stained hands. But these are the Roger Federer on shoes. Okay. Right. Do you like the shoe, A?
No, but they're gonna sell for some moolah. So yeah, that's the only reason why I like them.
Yeah, so I spent $200 on them with shipping. It was like $215, and I'm projecting maybe $1,000.
We'll wait for him to retire. You know what we need to do? Maybe we should go to this cheesy Labor Cup thing. Someone wants to give me a ticket, and I want to have him sign it, and then I'll sell them.
Exactly.
I need his signature, so I need him to come to a tournament here in Alabama or somewhere near Atlanta or something, you know. And I just want him to sign it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justin has a shoe addiction. Yes, he does. Oh, I like this. Ruud says also worth reflecting. Carlos has now already surpassed Zverev and Tsitsipas in both rankings and achieved the slam first.
Quickly.
Abusarev and Pancakes, the new Berdych and Dimitrov.
That's funny. Let's go, William Spencer. Let's go. Comment of the day so far.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Alcaraz is now 3-0 against Ruud. He beat him in this year in Miami. He beat him in 2021 on clay somewhere. I can't remember where. And then he beat him today. So Alcaraz is now a perfect 3-0 against Ruud. Do you know that Ashley Barty was 2-0 against Iga Swiatek when she retired? Do you know? Could you imagine if Barty was not retired and you had you had Barty and Swiatek hanging around? You know, you could guarantee one would be a 1 and one would be a 2, and you would have them meeting in many major finals, right? I almost yearn for Barty to come back, but I think when you miss even a couple of months of taking time off, it's hard to come back.
Yeah, Jabeur, poor Jabeur, will never win a slam as well.
Do you agree with Carla when she says that? She says Jabeur will never win a slam. Explain why.
She's in the same boat as Casper Ruud.
They're about the same age, right?
I don't know. No, I don't think Casper. I thought Casper was like young.
Casper's like 23 or 24.
I mean, he's got time, but I don't see the weapons to do it.
How old is Jabeur?
Unless he starts adding more weapons.
Is it Jabeur 25, 26?
No. Ons is 28. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, really? Good knowledge drop, Alex. Thank you, bro.
No.
Anyway, I do think Jabeur still has a shot. I'm not going to rule out like you have.
No.
She's still up there.
No, she needs a weapon, too. She needs a weapon.
Good.
No weapon's not there.
Who are some players?
And mentally,
who are some players that have multiple weapons? Would Swiatek be one of them?
Yeah, she can. She's been down many times. I thought she would lose in this tournament.
I think Alcaraz has many weapons.
He has, of course. He can volley. He can hit from the baseline. He has the power. He has the finesse. He has the serve. Absolutely. The movement. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you need multiple weapons to. I mean, I feel like Emma. What a freaking fluke. And I mean, she was on. There was nobody playing that slam, you know. But I mean, it's happened before where you have someone big like Bartoli win with an awful tennis, you know.
Okay, let's look at Alani's question real quick because I had this written. So Alani says, "What's up, girl?" Alani has this statement: Swiatek always has easy draws and rarely plays top 10. Okay, I have a couple of takes on this. I do like the comment. I am with you in terms of where we go with easy draws. So over many years of coaching, 22 years as coaches, and then players before that, and then our fathers were players and our fathers were coaches. So we've been around a time or two. But the thing is of easy draws is, are there really a such thing as easy draws? Sometimes the difference between the top 1 in the world and 100 in the world are very minor, right? So if you're in that 128 in a major draw, there's no one really easy in there. They're all really, really good players.
You can lose to anybody.
You can lose to anybody unless you're Djokovic or Nadal.
I think yes, there are easier draws as far as rankings.
Yeah.
Like you look at it, like this person should be that person because you're number 1 playing number 50.
Yeah.
But you can lose to anybody on a given day. If you're having a bad day, yeah.
Yeah, and also too, when you earn that top, 5-10 ranking, the seeds get spaced out. So Carl and I I don't want to get personal, but Carl and I have been frustrated at another coach before because our son, who was like a almost 9 UTR, was pushed to play another 9 UTR in the first round.
There were seven.
Seven UTRs, and they were made to play in the first round when all the rest of the people were way beneath them. So we knew the person that he played, and we were telling ourselves, and the parents were like, why are these two playing in the first round together? Because they're going to be, whoever wins this match is going to win the tournament. It's because some coach had a vendetta, whatever. But it ruined the whole energy of the tournament. A well-done tournament will have your top seed playing your qualifier, your second seed playing the next qualifier, and then maybe your 15 seed will play the number 23. But you earn that seeding, and you earn the right to have an easier draw, even though I really don't believe there is a such thing as an easy draw, because if the number 40 player plays the number 1 player, and the number 1 player doesn't A, have good adequate sleep, doesn't B, stay off of Instagram, doesn't C, stay away from the Met Gala the night before, et cetera, the number 40 player can and sometimes will beat that number 1 player. So I don't feel like there's a such thing as an easy draw. I feel like
you're battling yourself. You know, I said, because you're battling more than just your opponents, yourself. What about if you wake up not feeling well that day? What about if it's too hot? What about if you didn't diet right? What about if you cramped?
Yeah, and what about on the female's time? On the female,
when you have your menstrual cycle.
Your menstrual cycle.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
What about if you had something personal in your life happen?
Yeah.
No, it happens. So
yeah,
you couldn't lose to anybody.
We have a lot of people that indicate, the women should play out of 3 out of 5, but we tend to forget that these women are different entities than men entirely. Women are from Venus and men are from Mars, or however that saying goes. But there are certain times of the month where the female, the anatomy changes. It's losing bodily fluids. I don't mean to get personal, but it's just the case. And there's just certain levels that a female can entertain during certain times that a man wouldn't understand. But I don't think there's a such thing as an easy draw. I think the draw can be easier if A, you're rested, nutrition, your personal life's in order. You don't have to worry about the custody of your child. In other words, Azarenka. If you have everything in order, then the number 1 player will demolish the number 30 player. But if the number 30 player is playing a number 1 player like Raducanu, who went to the Met Gala, that changed coaches and etc., then the number 1 player becomes very level, if not worse, than that number 30 player that's continuing to work every day. Does that make any sense? Okay.
Right. The goal. The goal grunting.
Can you play that?
No, because it's gonna stop grunting.
Oh, okay.
That is funny. Yeah, Alcaraz, improve on the grunting, please.
Yeah, his grunting is absolutely freaking hideous. By the way, Iga Swiatek is now 3-2 over Jabeur. They were 2-2 head-to-head when the match started. Once again, I really think it was a good final. I enjoyed that one, but I do think that the more weaponized player
is a whole different level. Yes, it is.
Yeah. It really truly is. It's a game changer.
Women's body get affected a lot. Yeah.
By the way, something that's a whole different level. Yesterday, and if you don't watch college football, then I'm sorry, but Appalachian State beat the number 6 ranked Texas A&M, and the celebration back at Appalachian State was so big that the entire city downtown area was blocked off of people hoarding the streets. Let's go, Appalachian State. Jimbo Fisher was the national championship winning coach that came from Florida State that went to Texas A&M that got some like $10 million a year contract for 10 years, guaranteed $100 million to coach Texas A&M, and he loses to Appalachian State. At the same time, Scott Frost, who was a two-time national champion as the quarterback for Nebraska, the Cornhuskers, got fired today because they lost to, I forget who they lost to, but he got fired on the spot.
Nebraska coach?
Yeah, Scott Frost. He won two as a quarterback. But here's the thing, some people see coaches, they're like, oh, you weren't a good player, you can't be a good coach. Opposite. Most great players don't become good coaches. They're self-absorbed, right? Mm-hmm. The best coaches generally have not been great players.
Yes.
Just saying. Bill Belichick's and all these. Coaching is something that is instilled from you, because I think a lot of the time you're trying to play the game and maybe you're not as good as everybody else, and that makes you want to study more. And then when your time passes as a player, you're so into the study your own.
Alex said Texas lost Alabama by 1 point.
Good point.
I don't care for college football, so to me,
I do. Let's go.
Whoever wins loses. Blah blah blah. Who gives a crap?
And yes, you're right. So we live in Alabama, and if I had to choose between Alabama and Auburn, I would choose them as a tie because my mother has two brothers, and one of them went to Alabama and the other went to Auburn. So we're kind of a house divided. I'm from California, and my team's NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. But if I had to pull for a college team, like wholeheartedly with passion, it would be University of California Redlands. My father went there. So otherwise, college football is kind of mute. But I did enjoy the fact that Alabama lost to Texas only by 1 point yesterday. Incredible, right? Alabama has to get their game face on because Texas wasn't even in the top 25.
Agree. WTA top 10 is almost all out. They're injured old. They're almost done. Pliskova, Kvitova, Muguruza, Kerber shouldn't even try to come back. She was almost done as it is, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Azarenka pretty much done. You know, it's that their time has passed already.
Yeah.
Badosa. I told you guys.
Badosa who?
I was laughing when all you guys were talking about Badosa. I'm like, what? Come on.
Badosa who?
Coco Gauff had a chance, blew it.
Good point.
But she still has time. But the time is going to pass quickly, like it passes for everyone.
Do you think Andreescu is now a who? Do you think it's Andreescu?
Unfortunately, right. She needs to figure something out soon.
Now, is this an Andreescu scrunchie here?
No, I don't do this.
She's got an Andreescu scrunchie.
No, I don't do that.
No, I think those are nice. I like those.
But I just, this is my daughter, so I put it here.
No, actually, I found that in a Circle K.
No, she has.
Oh, she dropped it in Circle K.
She has a whole bunch.
I found that pumping gas the other day, so maybe she dropped it.
She has like quite a few.
Yeah. Well, actually, I found it in the parking lot of the Walmart in Mississippi.
No, your mom.
That one I did. I picked it up off the ground.
Okay, well, she has more that look like this.
That's nice. That's good.
Okay.
Quality find. Quality find. Carla says Ons Jabeur will never win a major. Do you agree or disagree? Can you poll question that?
Sure.
So poll question this. Let's see what the voting percentage on it. Will Ons Jabeur ever win a major? Yes or no? If she does, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, she would be the first African or woman from the continent of Africa
Jabeur
ever win a major.
Will Ons ever win a major?
All right. Yes or no? Post. Let's see what happens there.
She will not.
Yinhao Cordy says yes. Jack Nolte says no. We shall see. Look, I think she has just as good a chance of anyone as long as she doesn't play Swiatek in the final again. Swiatek's just a little bit better on all fronts, just in my opinion. Is there an asterisk next to any major that Djokovic has not played this year in terms of are the next guys here, like McEnroe said before this major started? When McEnroe made a comment such as, the next guys are here, Ruud and Alcaraz, and they're right here in the final, should there be an asterisk next to that statement because Djokovic was not allowed to play? I think so. I don't think they earned it. I don't think they took it somewhere in between. They didn't take it because Djokovic wasn't there, and they didn't earn it because Djokovic wasn't there, but they got it because they were the best of who was there. Okay, if you disagree with me, I would totally be willing to debate that. Because I don't see how you could disagree with that.
Who can stop Iga? Do you think? Many. I mean, Iga will be on and off. You've seen her. I mean, I don't think that Iga's going to dominate either. I don't. This is the problem with people. When somebody wins a slam, they're automatically like, Osaka, she's going to have 8 majors, more than Serena. It's not easy to win a major.
Nope.
It's a tough thing to be dominant. Anything can happen. I don't think her game is dominant enough to just dominate everybody. So no, I don't. Anybody can stop her. She can have a shitty day. Anybody can stop her. She almost was stopped many times. Mm-hmm. And this slam, she could have lost quite a few times. If girls would have their heads screwed on, right?
She kept her head down and found a way.
She didn't play the best tennis to win this slam. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. She didn't have the best tennis for this slam.
I do agree with what you said that Coco Gauff gave up extremely big opportunity.
Yeah. If Raducanu can, but the Raducanu thing doesn't happen all the time. If Bartoli happened, and then we start seeing dominance again, and then it happens once in a blue moon.
Yeah, and Alex, yes, Iga will definitely not win 23 slams. We won't see that.
She won't even win close to. I mean, she'll be lucky if she gets to even 6 or 7.
Yeah.
She'll be lucky if she even reaches Venus stats. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So yeah.
Mark B says, Justin, how many majors can Novak win? Put it this way.
He's allowed to play.
He can win every major that he's allowed to play as long as I feel like, and I think he can still contest it. But a French Open final that Nadal is standing on the side of the court and healthy, and even then we know he's done it before. Mm-hmm. But look, Djokovic, again, his flexibility, his fight, the way he approaches the game, his ability to return always puts a break of serve on the table. Look, if Djokovic should have won it with the throat hack with the ball person. Djokovic would have won it, in my opinion, regardless if it's Alcaraz or whoever, if he played this tournament. So there's 22 there based upon, in my opinion, fact. Australian Open in January, from what I understand, he's going to be able to play that. Good luck at trying to stop him there. There's 21. The French, okay, we'll see what happens with Nadal. But look, Nadal has now got a wife and a child. There's a whole lot of mental stuff that goes on there. Djokovic has already had the child. He's adapted to it. So Nadal is about to go through infancy with his, and we have 5 children. Hence the name, 5K, 5 kids. When you go through that infancy stage, especially your first one, it's tough. There's lack of sleep. There's worry. There's doctor's appointments in the middle of the night. There's, oh, shit this and oh, shit that. And I got to travel. I wish I was with my kids. It becomes, and you become immune to it when you get used to it. But you can't really prepare for that until you've gone through it. So the French Open isn't out of the question for Djokovic either, but I'm not going to give it to him. The Wimbledon, I would go ahead and give it to him, and as long as he plays the U.S. Open next year, I would give him that. So he's at 20 now. I wouldn't be shocked if he pulls off 23 by this time next year. That's extremely difficult. Easier said than done. But geez, he's going to be fresh. Geez, his injuries, his nagging injuries, if he has any, elbow, abdomen, whatever, are going to have nursed themselves together by sheer time and not by rushing it, right? Look, there's no doubt in my mind that Novak Djokovic is the greatest player of all time. I know I got a pair of Roger Federer shoes here. I've got a big Roger Federer tattoo on my back. If I took my shirt off and turned around, I'd have a huge Roger Federer logo on the back of my back. And I feel like an idiot because I'm sitting here telling you that Djokovic is the better player.
The reason Novak is, I mean, they're all great. I mean, right now, Rafa does have more slams because of the clay, but that's not his fault that he can play clay better than anybody else. Just saying. The reason that I would say Novak probably just beats him slightly is because mentally he's tougher.
He's tough as nails all the way around.
That's where I'm not saying stroke-wise. I feel like mentally he's just a little bit tougher. For some reason, the guy can be down match point, and you never believe that he could look like a match point. You're like, man, this guy could still come back. He's like those type of players. You're like, you can't really get excited about having match point on him.
Yeah, ask better. Wimbledon 5th set, Rogers a match point on his racket or serving for the match didn't happen. Dollar short, day late. All I'm saying is that any major, while Novak is healthy and ready to play, that he is not allowed to play and has an asterisk. Would any of you tell me right now? And if you have the balls to tell me, I want you to put it in the comments. Do you think that if Novak Djokovic was playing Alcaraz in this final today instead of Ruud, that Alcaraz would have won? Ask yourself that question, and then you tell us if you think it has an asterisk. Okay? If Djokovic played Alcaraz tonight in this very final that we started the show right afterwards, would Alcaraz have beaten Djokovic? Put your name out there so everybody can read it because they're going to think you're foolish. And look, I'm just calling it like it is. A spade's a spade. Djokovic is the best player in the world, and he's the GOAT. And whether we want to admit it or not, it's true. If you want to call it, okay, well, Nadal has 22 majors, and everybody else has 20, that's fine. But it's just a fact, and we can come up with statistics and come up with some way to answer that to justify it in a different opinion. But the fact of the matter is, if Djokovic played Alcaraz today,
see, the thing is, I can't say
who would have won?
I can't say he's number one because I don't think that in slams, I've always told you, it's different. To beat those guys in slams,
yeah,
different ball.
See, and Mark,
like I watched Tiafoe beat Rafa, but I didn't think Rafa played like Rafa. Do you think Rafa played like Rafa?
No, Rafa was out of it.
Not only that, Tiafoe, will he ever win U.S. Open?
No.
Will he ever win a slam? No.
Do we hope so? Yes,
but
he won't.
Yeah.
Mark B says Novak in 4 if they would have played. I don't even give. Okay, when Novak plays and he has something to fight for, watch out. If I see Novak playing someone like Alcaraz in this final, and Alcaraz is going vamos on every damn point, you know what I see Novak doing? One of these things. It pisses him off. He's gonna want to slice and dice him like a Gensu. I would call Djokovic playing this match today, beating him at straight sets, just to show him that he's still a little boy. I'm just saying. That's my opinion, and maybe it's wrong.
I actually agree with you. I feel like if he would have played Djokovic,
Yeah, I mean, if you think that Alcaraz would have beaten Djokovic, put it there.
I think
We'll give you.
No, I think also Alcaraz knowing who he's playing.
Anxiety,
mentally
pressure.
would have felt the pressure.
Yeah.
But because he knew he beat Casper twice, he played kind of,
Yeah, a little bit more loosely, a little bit more freely. Anyway, I didn't mean to beat a dead horse for that. We talked about that so much. We love all players.
And that's why I don't think when people say, "Oh, Carlos is going to dominate," no, I don't think so. I think
he might when Novak Djokovic is not playing.
But I don't think he'll have even close to Pete Sampras slams.
He's not going to get 14. No, 13.
No.
Or is it 12?
I thought it was 14.
Yeah, 14 because Federer had the 15 on it. Yeah.
And so, what did Agassi have? 7 or 8?
I think 10. Didn't Agassi have 10 majors?
I mean, he'd be lucky to even get that.
Yeah, 10, 9 or 10.
Just saying.
Something like that. Anyway, just ask yourself that question, and it's a pretty simple question. Mm-hmm. If Djokovic was in the tournament and it was in that final, who would you put your money on if you had to bet? Who would win that match, regardless of how many sets it was? Mm-hmm. Who would you bet on? I think if you don't answer Djokovic, I think we're on cloud 9.
My mental toughness trouble comes from my Mayan ancestry. How about that?
There you go.
What happened? It stems from his ancestors from the Battle of Kosovo.
I agree with you.
Mine come from the Mayan Indians. How's that? There you go.
No, it does. He's right about that.
That's what and growing up in New York.
It does, and we've talked about this a lot. The fact that Ivanovic and Jankovic and Tipsarevic and Djokovic, they all had to practice and bombed out swimming pools with bomb falling on their heads. So yes, there is some added incentive for fighting because of what they've been through. But either way, with or without that, which is very respectable, with or without that, Djokovic is still largely a better player on all fronts. Okay, Djokovic can hit the ball big. He can mix it up. He's got multiple weapons. He's got the return. Carlos extends a lot of energy to create those shots. Djokovic does it routinely, and he doesn't have to work so hard for it. He doesn't grunt like a goat getting rammed in the ass by a pile driver to do it. He just does it, and he handles his business, and he does it relatively effortlessly, where Carlos has to really work at it. So I feel like if they played today, the score would have been straight sets Djokovic.
No, I would have been 4 sets.
I don't think so. I don't think he would have given him a set, just because he's so cocky, and he'd want to prove to him how much of a little boy he really is, with the Kosovo War in his head.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's the Mayan ancestry that my parents struggled. That's where mental toughness comes from, what you've gone through in life.
No, but what Trump's mind is saying is true. It's the survival. Look,
but it's true, right?
My whole family's military,
but let me tell you,
and a lot of my ancestors have died in battle. And when it comes to why am I so tough on my boys, especially about a military career or being patriotic no matter what? It's because there are certain things that motivate you to be an actual nasty beast. There are certain things in your head that will, I'm not going to get into this here because it's personal, and some people around here are involved in my animosity and my fight. But there is a coach in this neck of the woods that anytime I see them, I want to beat the students that they have so badly. That it makes me want to survive, and I'm willing to spend extra time with the kids. I'm willing to spend extra time with them, whether they pay it or not, just so we can beat them. And this is the type of survivor fighting attitude that Djokovic has. And unfortunately, it seems to me that I could create a huge conspiracy theory about this, his restrictions of playing. It almost seems to me that this has been a perfect narrative in the past 2 years to ultimately stop Djokovic. I can blame the whole COVID pandemic in a good conspiracy on the powers to be that don't want Djokovic to surpass Federer and Nadal.
He already surpassed Federer.
I'm just saying, Nadal, whatever.
I don't think it's that. I think the world, Justin, it's not just Novak, babe. It's what if they're having a political agenda or something, shot. Anybody who's against that will be affected. Anybody.
So can I ask a random question? Van Lee, aren't you an NFL fan? NFL football? I don't know. There's one question. If you're an NFL fan, click a thumbs up or whatever. The quarterback Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens, right? We've had multiple NFL quarterbacks get guaranteed $100 million plus contracts, but yet they won't give it to Lamar Jackson. Do you think that he deserves that guaranteed apex contract, or do you think it's too risky because he's a running and mobile quarterback, and one injury will cost him potentially his career? And if it's guaranteed, that club, the Ravens, would have to pay that salary, hurt or not. So do you know who I'm talking about? If not, don't worry about it. We talk tennis, but I love football. I really do. Played some quarterback as a kid, up and through JV type stuff. Love football. Love to study. The strategy is incredible. But I personally, I love Lamar, but I think a guaranteed $200 million is a little much for a mobile quarterback. But I love him. I do love Lamar. Let's go.
Spencer said, as soon as I saw Moderna was at the US Open, I knew Novak wasn't playing.
Great comment. Now let's dissect that. So let's read that again. William Spencer says, as soon as I saw Moderna was a sponsor at the US Open, I knew Novak wasn't playing. Now, what does he mean by that? Moderna is one of the companies that made COVID vaccines. Now, Djokovic has out in the Open, obviously, voiced his opinion he's not going to get the vaccine. So how could a tournament with one of the main sponsors, if not the most major sponsor, allow him to play if they are sponsoring the tournament, but he publicly declined to have it? Politics. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can guarantee you, if Djokovic plays the Australian Open in January, which I'm assuming he will, and Alcaraz is anywhere near his path, he is going to destroy Alcaraz like a freaking Pillsbury Doughboy cookie. He's going to whip his ass all over and down the court. I don't even care, right? He's not even near the player, but yet we're laughing it up now. Great win. I think he's great. Alcaraz, go for it. He was the best player, but he's not better than Djokovic.
I wouldn't have been allowed to play the US Open either.
I'm sorry. We wouldn't have been able to play either.
I'm just saying.
We can't even go practice in New York.
But no, we're American, so maybe we would have been.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way,
where we have lines people back. Alex Pierre was asking, instead of electronic Hawkeye. I feel like the Hawkeye did really well. So I don't know.
By the way, Alex Fior makes a good comment. There is, okay, what does this say? This comment right here. A final without lines people, I don't like. See that right here? I'm with you, bro. I wrote the same thing. I just passed it up. A final with no lines people.
I actually liked it because
I don't like it.
Look,
I don't like it. It's tradition.
Djokovic would have been happy without the lines people.
Yes, good point.
Okay,
good point. Good point.
Come on.
Good point.
That was ridiculous.
So Djokovic is happy there's no lines people, but it was kind of
tacky. You miss the lines people. You don't need them. You don't need them.
So you were just saying the other day, though, you didn't like going to Walmart because it's all self-checkout.
Yeah, but they need to come.
Jobs.
They need
so the lines people are different?
Yes.
Why?
Here's why.
They're both
because when you're
jobs, how is that different?
Can I explain?
Yeah, you can explain.
Let me do like my cousin Vinny. Should I explain?
Okay, explain.
You're scanning your food. Beep, beep. Please call attendant. It never works. They prove with Hawkeye at the US Open that the system never made a mistake. Never made a mistake. It was 99.99999 correct. Whereas if you scan your food, beep, alcohol, need an attendant. This did not pick up. Oh, you double. You always need someone. So you need a human because the machine, Walmart hasn't figured out the system.
I just got dumber after that. I'm dumber before you said that than I am now.
Guys, every time you go to the supermarket, right? And you scan on those stupid machines, there's always an issue. Always, right?
Yes.
When you watch the US Open this year, was there any problem with the calls?
No, except for one big fact. Let me ask you a question then, Carlita. Let me ask you a question. I like baseball too. I won't bore you with baseball.
But they're not doing it.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Carla. There are multiple types of computer systems that could call fair balls and strikes in baseball, but they don't do it. Why do they not do it? Because there's some tradition involved.
But Novak fans, I bet you agree with me. Novak would have another slam had it not been for that lovely lines judge lady.
So Van Lee puts this question out. He says Tom Brady is going to take out his Giselle frustration on Dallas tonight. So I'm waiting for this game.
First of all, Tom Brady's an idiot.
What's the score right now?
He's an idiot for playing football. His wife is telling him stay retired. You got to find a wife. Well, kind of. She's kind of skinny, and you're not going to.
Dallas. I'm not getting into football, but Dallas wins that game. Dallas wins that. Dallas takes that game. If
we're gonna
if
be
not,
robots.
if not,
We're
Jerry
gonna
Jones
be robots. In 10 years, it's gonna be like beep beep beep. Alcaraz versus Casper Ruud.
Vanley, Dallas wins that game. You know, they're going to win that game ultimately because if not, Jerry Jones is going to have to really find something to do with Dak, right? Dak and the Cowboys should win that game. They really should. And I'm not a Cowboys fan. My 49ers lost today. The damn Bears. The Bears. Like,
what's up,
so
Ryan?
pissed about that.
Ryan, don't you agree?
Ryan?
Let me go back. Don't you agree that when you go to Walmart or any checkout, Dollar General and stuff, you scan something and you scan it too fast, it's a problem. But at this U.S. Open, there was no problem. It was awesome. You could see exactly, oh, wow, in by a million. Perfect. And you didn't have to worry about hitting your ball back because you didn't hurt anybody.
Okay. Do you know what I dislike the most about no lines people? Well, they have this computer system that goes up, up, up. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Hold on, let me finish this. Hold on. So during the Alcaraz match, Alcaraz sounded like a sheep getting pounded by a jackhammer, and then the line sounded like, you know, an adult thing going on in the bedroom. So every time Alcaraz would hit a ball out, it'd be like up. You're just like, shut up, and I gotta listen to this bozo, and I gotta listen to your ass.
Well, they can make it more interesting. Why couldn't they just say out? It would have been like better.
The hell am I listening to? Damn,
She could have like gotten voices from like a sexy girl, a sexy guy with a different accent, maybe a Scottish accent, or you know, I don't know.
Yeah, this is funny. So Bailey says Leonardo DiCaprio is going to smash Giselle while Tom Brady is playing the away games. Didn't Leonardo DiCaprio just break up with his 20-year-old girlfriend?
DiCaprio is not even hot, so stop.
But he's got the dough, and he's got that kind of Titanic ability, you know?
Bentley said robots also caught footballs. They were killing Chillick with it. See? Yeah, Chillick with his freaking badass habit of like putting his foot.
Shut up.
I mean, I thought it was cool.
No, I thought it sucked.
We're not scanning stuff. When you scan stuff and you're not.
You should be able to have line judges when you need them or not. So in other words, when Djokovic plays, don't have them.
Well, the lady that got her,
she should have tryouts.
She could thank herself for doing that to everybody.
Yeah, the throat hack lady with the short hair that, you know, the one that should have dunked that shit. Like the Seinfeld episode. There should be linesman tryouts. Her ass was so slow, she costed the human beings the jobs.
First of all, I feel more like a horse was trying to hammer him.
They should be ducking that.
It's more like a horse.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, there should be linesmen though. There should be. It's just vintage tennis gone awry. Okay.
There's no way my eyes can see what that thing saw. Okay.
But they have the Hawkeye to make sure.
Oh, okay. So we want to waste more money.
Like I said, I got dumber after hearing that argument.
My argument was actually very good, and you know it.
But it took people's jobs,
But
and you bitch about the Walmart jobs.
The Walmart jobs, they need it because the machines suck. They suck.
But maybe they
So
can
the
make it
machines
better.
are not doing their job. They
not.
don't do it at Dollar General. They don't do it at any self-checkout.
Did anyone see Kim Clijsters
Even
in
at
the audience? Did
airline.
anyone see Kim Clijsters in that tournament? They panned the camera to Kim Clijsters a couple of times in the men's final. She was like eating an Oreo every time. Every time they showed her, she was eating an Oreo. It looked like an Oreo.
It was like nuts.
She was eating something, and she shouldn't have been eating it because she was a little plumpy over there.
Yeah, Clijsters was eating. Well, that's why she didn't want to come back.
She was definitely eating something. Tell you what, her mouth was like. Next time they showed Clijsters, she's like popping something in her mouth. I'm like, damn, girl, better stop eating over there. Better lay that stuff down. Go be a linesman down there. Get some steps in, girl, because you look a little plump head. She was plumpy. She was
There's
plumpy.
nothing wrong with Pumpy.
I don't know.
Everybody has a type.
Man, I don't know about that.
No more majors for soccer. I'm not sure.
No, she got Met Gala out.
Maybe, I don't know if it's soccer.
What?
See, the scanners at Walmart do suck. We'll wait in the cashier line versus no wait scanners. I'm telling you, they suck. That's not a good system. They need to get with the system of the U.S. Open because that was perfect. But
So Van, he's dropping all types of knowledge out here. He says
I did see that.
He says Devin Booker was there with Kendall Jenner. So you're telling me homeboy from the Phoenix Suns, baller, is sitting next to like, who are you? Like,
yes.
What's her name? Kendall
Kardashians.
Yeah.
She's. Blood Diamond was a good one.
Blood Diner wasn't that a movie?
That was a good movie. Yes.
Wasn't that a King?
Yes,
King
they were
movie?
in Africa. He was with the what's the actor's name?
What happened in that movie? I've heard this.
It was good. It was good. He
Blood
hired.
Diner. Wasn't that like some scary movie that wasn't supposed to? It was kind of like a witty, scary movie. Blood Diner. That rings a bell. Like 90s, 80s movie? Is that 80s, 90s?
No, it's
movie?
like in the 2000s, late 2000s.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Anyway, can someone tell me if Lamar Jackson deserves $200 million or is he just going to get hurt?
Yeah, the guy from Friends, Matt. He looked terrible, by the way. All these guys have not aging well.
Yeah.
It's just a biatch. I was like, Bon Jovi. I was like, what? I'm like, what the? He looks like he's 70. I was like, holy crap.
They have to take things to keep their energy
I'm
up.
like,
So
Bon Jovi.
they can keep
I was
that.
like, oh my
Keep
god.
that persona going. Yeah. Okay. Did anyone know that Casper Ruud was a really good golfer? Did you know that?
No.
Anyone know that?
No.
I read this. I didn't know it either until I
Well,
saw
he
it.
might want to go to golf because that's a perfect sport for him. Because we all fall asleep anyways watching that, unless there's a hottie. Or Tiger Woods.
So do you know some hot golfers that I'm missing out on?
There's some golfers that I don't know their names because I'm not a golf person, but I was like, wait a minute. When I used to watch golf as a kid, like when I was bored and just flipping through channels, they were like old guys playing golf, right? Or like their
like
bodies were not.
Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, their bodies.
Phil
But then now you
Mickelson.
see these guys and they're like chest like Justin,
Go.
abs like Justin,
Let's go.
biceps like
Oh,
Justin,
let's
or
go.
even more.
Oh, and I'm 45.
And
With
I'm
an
like-
Izzo with nowhere to gizzo. I know.
I'm like, damn,
Right.
these guys are jacked up playing golf. I was like, wow.
I'll be 40.
And the girls too. Back in the 80s, 90s, used to watch the girls. They were dressed like old ladies.
Yeah.
And now you see the girls with their short skirts and they're cute. And I'm like, what?
You're like, what? Miss
I was like,
Parker?
oh my God.
Miss Parker? Was she the golfer? Little.
I was like,
Looking
damn.
around like,
I was
hey.
like, they're sexy in golf now.
Like, damn, looking
I
pretty
was like,
good.
they
over
look
there.
better than most of the tennis players.
Right. And some of the female golfers.
Yeah, they're very beautiful.
some
I'm
of
like,
them-
oh my God.
Some of them sell themselves out just like some of the pretty tennis players do. Like there is a Eugenie Bouchard of golf. There is an Anna Kournikova of golf. There is a Raducanu of golf. They're there. You just have to really kind of sit back and look at it. There's some really smoking hot golfers. What the hell was I going to say? I forgot.
Did you guys see the new video of Patrick Mortagu? He was teaching this Brazilian tennis student.
Ooh la la.
And somebody put on the comment, she's got butt and legs. Ooh la la.
Ooh la
I was
la.
laughing. I was cracking up.
Mhm.
I love, get rid of this guy. He's gonna ruin your life, girl.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a pair of shoes, by the way. And when we do a show, and I do love shoes. I'm not addicted to them. I would never buy a pair of shoes that if shit hits the fan, I can't sell and make money on, or at least break even. So here's a pair of shoes I had for a while, and they don't make foam posits anymore, but these are Weatherman foam posits. Came out in 2013, still with the new tags. Weatherman with the Doppler radar. You know I do weather videos, right?
I
So
think you should.
Weatherman 4s with the icy bottoms, loving those. Loving those. Still got the original cardboard, real tag. Let's go. Weatherman foams. And by the way, next year at the beginning of 2023, the foam posit is coming back with the original Penny 1, not the foam posit Pro, but the regular foam posit 1, coming in the in the fall. In the fall of 2023. So right after like February or March. So like the spring of 2003. So I definitely want to have the socks off for those, but loving the foam posit Weathermans. Let's go. Happy about those. Okay. And I got one more pair to show too, but I'm going to save the best for last. Okay. So I showed the Roger Federer Pros.
No, it's not gonna be 700 for Australian Open.
We're going to talk about that. Okay, I have this written too. So Alice QR brings up the fact, is it going to be $700 for the Australian Open? He's talking about the finals predictions where we do every major. We say, okay, hey, if A, you can predict the men's final, B, you can predict the women's final, and C, if you pick both winners, then you'll get $700 for this one. The reason why I got to $700 is because the last person that won that, his name was Matt Cain, and he was in London. We haven't heard from him in a while. And no one has won it the last 7 majors we've done, and it got to $700. So what I think we're going to do, and we will put our video out before the Australian as always, but I think we're going to change the format up a bit in terms of prizes. The criterion will stay the same, but I think we're going to do like, okay, $200, and I'm just speaking freely now. Doesn't mean this is how it's going to be. It'll be like $200 if you can predict the finalists and both winners. So if you make all 6 picks, $200. If you get 5 out of the 6, so say all 4 finalists and 1 winner, you get $150. If you get 2 of the 4 finalists and both winners, so in other words, I think we'll make a chain of selections where more people can win instead of, hey, someone won or not, because it's very difficult to do that. I can assure you that the Australian Open in January, if Novak Djokovic plays, you're automatically going to have 2 picks. You're going to have Novak as one of your finalists, and you're going to have Novak as one of your winners, right? So you're only going to be left with 1 men's finalist and both women's finals and the women's winner. Thomas Chi and Gene Swart out there remind Carl and I, as we approach the Australian Open, to get together with you guys to figure out what you guys think would be the best thing moving forward for more people to win. And always a shout out to D&M Sports for tennis rackets, strings, apparel, gear, and Swiatek strings. Ivor, the owner, much love. He always sends stuff. They always send stuff to give out in ways that we can make it more fortuitous for people to get prizes. And we will do that. So remind me, Gene Swart, Thomas Chi, as the Australian Open approaches, to find out a way that we can get together and make it so where more people will win things. And we're all about doing that for sure. But $700, I think we should break up into different winnings, so more people can definitely get paid out. So great question, though. Okay, Justin, you good over there? All right, you want to come over here? You good? Come on. You're good or no?
I'm fine.
Okay, he's not coming. He's my little guy over there is chilling.
The little guy will be. Watch him. Remember Justin's name.
Yeah, if you missed this little video we put out yesterday of our youngest son and this young lady Gabriella playing a set, they did really good, and we really think that they have promise. And look, we're the first person to tell our kids that you suck and you're playing like crap if you are. We don't.
I do respect Woods for not selling himself out.
Yeah.
I think that whole thing with golf has divided the golf world. I don't watch golf much, but I think it's a big problem for them. They are messing up the tour by doing that.
Okay, so the last pair of shoes I'm going to show you. This pair of shoes was the first Jordan low I ever bought. So Jordans are like a high or they're a mid. I had never bought a pair of Jordan lows before, and this was the first release of these shoes. So they're considered OG, and I got them. I've worn them twice now, both times in the house. I wore them to the club one day and then I wore them there in the car. I took them off when I got there, put them back on and rode them in the car home. And then I wore them today in the house. But these are an OG pair of shoes. I was really excited to get. They're really, really well made. And these are the Jordan 1 OG Black Stealth Wolf Gray lows. Really nice pair of shoes with the lace locks, the bread tongue, the really thick leather with a kind of neoprene upper here, but otherwise just thick leather. They fit like a baseball glove. The black bottoms, the midsoles are off-white. The midsoles are made to look a little dirty, and believe me, they're not. I wipe them off every time I put them on my feet. But these shoes are gnarly right here.
Family said, Justin, Tom is struggling to be a lowest not moving.
What? I told you, Van. I told you. Watch out, Dallas is gonna kick that.
He needs that advice from, what was the name of that singer?
He should have listened to his wife, Giselle.
He did it all for the nookie. Oh, the nookie.
So you can get the that was who sang the Limp Bizkit.
He needs to take his advice.
Because you can get the nookie. The nookie.
I did it all for the cookie.
I did it all for the cookie. So you can get the whatever happened to Limp Bizkit.
He became like a Playboy porn, blah, 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 blah.
Limp Bizkit became a porn?
No, he did like videos.
Well, doesn't limp mean you're kind of soft? So how does he end up being the hard sword?
I don't know.
So Limp Bizkit went to hard sword.
No, yeah, he did some kind of those videos and then, I don't know, then left. And then he's
That's kind of crazy.
Then he's kind of big now.
Limp went to not limp.
He's kind of big now. No, that was the name of the whole band.
So you can get the nookie. It was like Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock that came out and like changed the 90s in terms of redneck rap music that went. Yeah, they're like rednecks that are out there trying to be brothers, but they crashed miserably.
Imagine if Sasha or Chapo ever win a slam. They'll come out next day drowning so much drip and chains. They'll shame Flavor Flav.
But Chapo already did that. OG Chapo came out a long time ago. He sounded like Vanilla Ice, but worse. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
All right, guys, we love you a lot. Don't forget that just because the last major of the year has ended, that we're going anywhere. We will still do shows. We just won't do them every day. We will see you guys. I can assure you this.
I saw that video of him playing with the 96-year-old person. That was good.
I can assure you this, that every.
Let me check out the cat, please.
Yeah, if you want to bring the cat here for a check.
No, have him check. No, he's sleeping. No,
so I can assure you that every off day, which now we're back to 6 days a week because Carla and I want to go to Colorado next fall, or not the end of this year, but the end of next year to see our oldest son graduate from college. And when we do something like that, all of the kids have to go. So we have 5 people to buy plane tickets for, and the food and rental car, however that works. So Carla and I made a pact that until we save enough, hopefully we can, to go see his graduation, that all of us can go, then we're going to work 6 days a week. So we will definitely see you, though, for sure, our next off day, which will be next Sunday. And sometimes, if it rains out, we will do it earlier in midweek just to do something on a rainy day. But this next week here in Southern Alabama looks pretty good, and we have a complete full week. We did our lesson schedule earlier today, so we have a complete full week of lessons and clinics, and we look forward to it because we love it. Anyway, I can't wait. Actually, I'm ready to go to bed so I can wake up in the morning.
Yes, eat dinner.
Because when I get up, I can't wait.
We have a long week, by the way.
So good. It's my favorite thing to do, to be on the court and share the passion of the game. It's not work for us. It's more like I can't wait to do it, and we pay the bills that way. So it's a win-win because it's not really work. It's hard work, but it's fun. It's entertaining. It's passion. Anyway, we will see you for sure next Sunday. If we have a rainy day, we'll schedule it, and then we'll tell you maybe an hour or 2 ahead of time that we're about to come talk some smack with you guys. Don't forget, thanks so much to all of you. You guys are our box. You are our players' box. There are so many of you that contact us, whether here in comments, after the video, before the video, on Facebook. By the way, if you want to catch up with us on Facebook, it is JUSTIN, my name Justin, space Carla, CARLA, space Davis, DAVIS on Facebook, or 5K Tennis, the number 5, the letter K, space tennis on Facebook, or Mirror Lake Racket Club, MIRROR, space LAKE, space RACQUET.
The second place person to,
Yes, Mirror Lake Racket Club, MIRROR Lake, 2 words, LAKE, space racket, RACQUET, space club. You can find us there. Instagram the same way, 5K Tennis. We will definitely catch up with you. We do try to, a lot of your comments that we get in between here and next Sunday, we try to write down. Again, we keep notes and write this stuff beforehand. So
second place, contact us.
Yeah, Be Riding High, you won second place. $50 we'll send to you at once. Great job, Be Riding High, and great job to Antec, Alani, and Hunze Chi who tied him. And don't forget to comment, keep up with this, and we will see you next Sunday for sure, probably sometime around 3 or 4 o'clock. And again, we probably won't schedule it until Sunday morning when we're heading to the grocery store or whatever we normally do. I think it's better that we go grocery shopping like we did on Saturday, though, so we can.
We can't this Saturday because we have the margarita nights.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, so Sunday.
So we have a busy week.
Yeah.
So Paul Lemon, I think that is correct. Question. But anyways, I'm ready to go. It's hot in here.
What did Paul Lemon say? Correct me if I misheard this.
Stop.
Was this the first time in the men's Grand Slam final in the open air 2 players competed for the world number rank? It's a good question. Thank you, Paul, for the question.
I think so.
I don't know. It's a great question.
I mean, I've heard of people competing in the tournament, but not both making it in the final.
Like the winner was. Has there ever been a major final in which the winner would determine whoever's number 1 in the world? It's a great question.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. So
great question.
But I think the right number 1, the right person that was going to be number 1 won.
Yeah, the better player won today.
The better player for sure.
All right, we will see you next Sunday. I would go ahead and schedule it now so you would all know, but unfortunately,
I think one of the viewers just sent us a friend request.
Let's go. Let's get him. Mark Boudreaux.
Just confirmed you. No, don't say his name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Mark B. That's it.
Okay.
On his thing.
Okay, yeah, you're there. I didn't mean to do that. Is that a bad thing?
He could now work for the FBI or CIA.
So our 5K tennis channel, we're the FBI. I guess it could be.
You don't say people's full names.
Okay.
Some people don't like it.
I'm sorry. I apologize. We love you. Don't. I'm so sorry. So sorry. So sorry.
Ay.
All right. Follow suit. And Mark will talk to you soon, I'm sure. All right. And other than that, everyone else will see you next Sunday. And Mark will talk to you soon, surely. All right. Peace.
Bye.